Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho, and I will apologize first if I sound a little bit nasally right now, because my nose is kind of clogged at the moment, and right now, as I look out my room window, it is really extremely fucking foggy, so that might explain something. But anyways, hopefully you guys can excuse my nasally voice that some of you may be able to detect already, but anyways, we get started on the review on the P90TR, the NX standard variant of the P90 family. Now, this does cost 700 NX a day, and it's been one of the classic submachine guns and combat arms history. And pretty much, if you're an NX whore like I am, it's guaranteed you have the P90TR for permanent somewhere in your inventory. And if you don't, then, well, sucks to be you, because you kind of missed out. I don't think the P90TR is available for permanent purchase anymore, because I do remember buying the P90TR for permanent during their scrap sales, where they were selling all the, or most of the NX standard guns off at like really discounted prices, and I don't think I paid more than $10 for my permanent P90TR. But I have the P90TR SE, so I really didn't need to. But I said, well, hell, why not? If in the rare chance that my P90TR SE does expire on my ass, then I've got the P90TR to fall back on. But anyways, let's get started on the P90TR review. So, statistically speaking, there is no difference between the P90 and the P90TR. All the stats that Nexon gives you are the same. There are a couple fundamental differences about the P90TR that differ from the P90 SE and the original P90. The first one that's noticeably different is obviously its integrated silencer. So let's talk about its attachments a little bit that the P90TR offers you. So, where the P90TR differs from the original P90, like I just mentioned, is the fact that it has its integrated scope removed and instead offers an S1 silencer. This silencer is, I want to say it's a unique firing sound, but it kind of reminds me of the old silencer sounds. But actually, no, scrap that thought. The P90TRs and the P90TR, the P90TR SE, and the Viper's P90TR all have the same silencer sound, and they are unique only to the P90 series of silencers. So the silencer on the P90TR is one of the best in my opinion. It's very, very quiet. That's pretty much the main advantage to it. It's just so silent that pretty much you need to be like up in people's faces in order for them to hear you. And if you're shooting from middle distance, it's quite difficult for your enemies to detect where you are, because the silencer is just so damn good on the P90TR and the rest of the variants that I haven't covered yet. So, yes, the silencer is very good on the P90TR. However, the P90TR silencer does kind of give away your position a little bit because of its sheer length. The silencer is pretty long. I mean, the muzzle itself, I mean, the P90 SE, or the P90 series, the barrel is in a style of a bullpup weapon, so the actual muzzle is very short. That's why its overall length is very short. However, the integrated silencer on a P90TR and all the rest of the variants kind of adds a lot more length to the actual weapon. So if you're trying to camp around a corner, then it's kind of more difficult to do so, because your silencer might be kind of sticking out the edge a little bit, and people might see your silencer, and that might give your position away. But if you don't really care about that, then that's fine. On top of that, its unique integrated silencer that was featured on the P90 SE and the original P90 has been removed. So you can either just go bare bones and not have the sight at all, or you can go with your choice of optics using the reflex sight or the ACOG if you so prefer. I personally don't really see the reason to use sights on the P90TR, because honestly, even though it is pretty good for long-range submachine gun tap firing, because it's better than our other submachine guns, it's not really worth it in my opinion. And I mean, I only use submachine guns at like close quarters anyway, like they're meant to be used. But if you do want to go ahead and put an ACOG on it, then go knock yourself out, and go ahead and slap an ACOG on it then. Any other changes? So basically, these attachments are the only things that are different that about the P90TR. Like I mentioned before, statistics they're exactly the same. However, let's talk a little bit more about the actual silencer itself, because the silencer, it's all about the silencer on the P90TR. If you guys haven't realized by now, it's all about the freaking silencer. It's like I mentioned before, it's an S1 silencer, I believe, because it still shows your muzzle flash. It doesn't really mute it at all, but on top of really making your P90TR very quiet, it changes your recoil, and how it changes your recoil is like it behaves like this. I mentioned in the P90 review that your P90's recoil spread or recoil pattern kicks around in like a near perfect pattern, so to speak. But at the same time, what I didn't mention, or I think I didn't mention this before in the P90 review, what I did mention there is that your P90 is still going to kick relatively upwards. It's going to take some time, but it will still kick rather upwards if you pay attention to it. However, the P90TR, the recoil, the vertical recoil is nearly gone. There is almost no vertical recoil to speak of. However, the silencer it doesn't reduce the recoil, it modifies it. And how it modifies it is that it shifts the recoil pattern of the P90 over on the P90TR side to side, so there's more horizontal recoil. It's barely noticeable, but you can feel it. At least I can feel it, and it's very apparent to me because the P90 kicks around in a very tight circle. Not very tight, but it kicks around in a circle nonetheless. However, the P90TR, whenever I use it, I always have that feeling where it just kicks side to side. So there you have it. If you are using the P90TR and you're coming over from the P90, that's what you can expect of the P90TR. So there you go. If you don't really like horizontal recoil, then you better get used to it. Otherwise, just stick with your normal P90. If you don't mind it, then perfect. The P90TR is a good choice for you. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. That's all I have on the P90TR, and the next review is going to be on the P90TR SE. So, I'll see you guys later.
Out of ammo!